G'day legends, I hope you're all awesome. We're on the HX Stomp today, and I want to take a very quick look at the amp and cab feature. This is something that I neglected to cover on my last video with the HX Stomp, where we looked at the 3.50 update. A good friend of mine, friend of the channel, the one and only Mr. Troy Nababan, has an HX Stomp, uses it all the time, and mentioned to me that they watched my video and they said, hey, you totally ignored how much better the amp and cab function is in there now with the new cab block options. So let's take a look at it and let's see what we can get out of it. Let's just start with an amp and cab block. What should we choose? Deluxe vibrato, that will do there. Amp at stock settings, I've got the stock cabinet selection in there. What is it? The 1x12 US Deluxe. You can see 57 dynamic on the cap edge with a 45-degree angle. I'm going to add some low cut and high cut in here, something like this, 80-ish and 8 to 10K-ish. Neck pickup of my Strat. This is what it sounds like. That's pretty usable. Very, very usable, in fact. I really didn't get results that I liked previously with the amp and cab block in there. It's kind of one of the reasons why I always use my own IRs with the Helix, and probably why I just glossed over that whole new cab thing, saying it is a lot better, but what's the point when I'm going to use my own IRs? So having these options in here, let's try a different mic. Maybe we'll do a 121 ribbon and we'll take the angle off there. I'll kind of put it central-ish, but pull it back a little bit. Should sound a bit warmer. That's pretty usable. Let's just build a quick little rig around this. We'll add some reverb at the end. There's that new dynamic ambience, which you just kind of set it to 12 meters, and it's a pretty sweet little reverb. The thing that always gets me with this is that it defaults to mono. I wish it just defaulted to stereo, or mono and stereo were the same, but you could change the spread. Anyway, here it is in stereo with this 12-meter option. Maybe a compressor up front, or a drive, or even better, the comp boost. I've got that in my favorites down here, or the boost comp. Let's have a listen to that. That one's not too bad. Maybe an 808 instead. We'll lean into this kind of bluesy thing. Scream 808. As always, like a tube screamer in front of the Fender style thing is going to be pretty sweet. Maybe we can try the Minotaur instead at the stock settings. I like that a lot more. Let's add some delay in here. I will go to my favorites, and there should be some kind of dual BBD thing happening. What am I going to do? I'm going to bring the mix down on this. I'll bring the mix down a little bit, so it should be a nice big stereo delay. just taking a very quick look at what is available on here. You know, if you want to add some modulation, if you want to add more delays in there, we've got plenty of room to do that. I know I'm only running 4 blocks out of a total possible 8, but using the amp and cab together definitely saves a little bit of CPU. Let's chuck in, say, before the distortion, some kind of modulation style effect. Let's go, you know what, the Flexo vibe is pretty cool. Let's dial this one in. Curious to see how much I can add to this actually. Let's add, there was a new like Boss OC2 style thing in here, which at stock settings sounds pretty good. Which I kind of like. Can we add another mod block over here? Maybe before the delay. What have I got in my favorites? I can add the DC2, which I think is a legacy effect in there, but hey, it's more stuff. I'm going to turn the pitch block off. I wonder if I can actually fill this out with 8 blocks, which normally would be, well, you'd have more limitations on it, I think, because there's a lot of CPU savings in here with these new cabinets. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we can fill this out. I think that patch is actually a pretty good demonstration that you don't need everything on at once, or maybe you do, depends on how much you like that particular example. But what I will do next is, just while we're here, we'll bring up the Kali 4 lead. The stock cabinet that this one goes with is the 4x12 Kali V30. I much prefer the SM7B mic on here. I'm just going to dial this in very quickly. The stock settings aren't too bad. I'll bring the high cut down and the low cut up a little bit, you know, just kind of standard stuff that I would do, like around 80 to 100 for the low cut and somewhere in the 8 to 10K range on the low cut. Cap edge works pretty well with this, and stock settings on here, I like to bring the bass and mid-range down a little bit, give it a little bit more treble on here, and pull out just a little bit more of this 750 so we can get the big scoopy thing going on. So let's add a bit of 80 hertz as well while we're here. PRS Custom 24 with a JB in the bridge. right, that's with the dynamic ambience on there. Might just bring that down to like a slightly smaller room size in there. Let's just roll through a couple of different cabinets on here. I don't mind the way this one sounds at all. I kind of like greenbacks with everything, so let's try this 4x12 greenback 25 with the same mic choice in there. One thing that would be cool would be if the low cuts and high cuts didn't default on all of these. That would be nice if they were persistent, but you know, it's not that hard to just go back and reset them. So cap edge, SM7 dynamic. I might play around with the actual distance parameter on here. Let's try that. Pretty dark sounding for greenbacks. I might just bring the mic in a bit closer. We'll try a different mic choice over here. Maybe the 906 would be a good choice. And you know, surprise, surprise, the 57 kind of gets the job done. I think this kind of process, if you really, really want to have a high gain amp and a lot of other blocks on your Stomp preset, it's probably worth going through all these different cab selections and picking out something that is going to work and dialing it in. However, I'm kind of fussier about high gain tones than I am with clean tones. I really like this amp and cab for the cleaner and low gain stuff. Pretty hard to go wrong. With the high gain stuff, I think I'm just so used to the sound of using my own IRs. I'm really comfortable with them. I sort of know where to boost and cut. I've just got that hands-on experience with them that, you know, going through this isn't something that I would really devote a lot of time to. I just kind of stick with the thing that I know. But I think we've seen this as a whole lot more useful, and the CPU savings are really, really handy, especially on the Stomp. Running 8 blocks in a preset is far more feasible than it was before using this amp and cab combo. So look, I didn't really get too deep into the weeds here. If you're using a Stomp and you've got a favorite amp and cab combo, how are you dialing it in? Let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to share it with everybody. Hopefully we can get some cool ideas, and I might do another video in the not too distant future and try some of those combos that you suggest. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, check the video description for some links which you can follow to support what I'm doing. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Enjoy playing some guitar, and I'll see you next time.